Hello, you're on the air. Hi, everybody. Mac, Willow, Captain, Day. We have things to accomplish tonight. Specifically, looking back at it, I've slept on it, and now I'm no longer sold on the big complex gear mechanism thing. It's got some good stuff going for it, but not fully good stuff. So I may drop this in favor of a more traditional menu. No, Mac, that's not a soundboard sound. I saw your message, though. I'll have to refund those points. It is strictly intro changes at my discretion. One thing we have to do is actually load into the game. A second thing we need to do is change that menu. A third thing we need to do is change how some of the pause menu settings are changed so that they'll actually change on the main menu when you go to settings. And that's all very doable. So the way that the pause menu saves it is when you exit the pause menu, it locks in your options. But I think what we want is we also want to lock in your options just every time you change a setting. I will show you what it looks like currently. It sounds good. Yeah, I didn't really care for how derail was being used, so it has displeased me, so I've removed it. So this is what we've got right now. I'm gonna try it both ways. Like, this feels neat, but maybe like it might be too much. I don't know. It's like, on one hand, it's kind of cool. But on the other hand, maybe it's too much for what we're doing. Also, that gray does not read at all. I mean, admittedly, this is a fairly old menu setup, but it needs some work, and it needs to be a bit closer. Let's actually do that. Let's manage this area right here. Get that up nice and close here. Maybe a little bit less rotated. Still rotated, of course, but maybe not quite so much rotated. That's probably good. Ah, Factorio. Gosh, I love Factorio. Got our butterflies, our randomly generated butterfly swarm back there. And then this does nothing right now. You can select it and then nothing will happen. Also, I'm very green. I wonder if I should just turn down the brightness on this monitor or something. I don't think that would do much, but maybe. Maybe that could help keep it from projecting onto my face quite so severely. On tangential to Factorio. Oh, actually, on point on Factorio, someone released a Warptorio mod for Space Age. Warptorio was a very interesting scenario mod in 1.1 that I thought would be really cool in 2.0, and the author just hasn't been doing anything with it. So someone else came along and made their own version of Warptorio for 2.0. Remains to be seen on whether or not it will play as well as the original, but we'll see. I think it'll be different, but I really enjoyed that mod. I didn't play it all the way through, but it was fun. It wasn't like the standard kind of like here's a different sort of logistics challenge kind of thing. It was its own completely different play style. All right, let's make the game load work. Let's make game loading work. So we want delete after cancel and delete after select. I think it's delete after select is what these use. I'm gonna double check that. Delete after select is the correct one. Okay. So we don't need this here anymore. And I guess we don't need isLock as a startup anymore either. Yeah, that seems fine. File menu, main menu, get rid of that. Hey, David, welcome in. So yeah, I guess we just need to have a listener on the main menu title scene code. So currently we have this for main menus on menu select. So we're gonna need an on file select. Selected index. What's it gonna do? That is the big question. So file menu is going to connect to this function down here. All right, we're finally gonna do the loading logic. What happens when you choose to start a file? Well, we don't have an actual entry point for the game yet, but let's say that we did. Where would it be? Probably the hub. Just spit you out in the hub. All right. Should this be in the save handlers? This should probably be in the save handler. So we've got load game for slot, which actually grabs a bunch of stuff. Let's have a move to scene or load correct scene. Oh, this is gonna be an interesting one. Raw save object, I guess, is what we're gonna pass in here. So after we load in all this stuff, after we load game for slot, what's this? On ready. We don't want that. We don't actually want that anymore. We did that as a test for this function. So actually we can take all this out. That's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. We did all our to-dos. Hooray. I love that. I love that for us. So we don't actually have to return anything here. So we're just gonna load scene. Which is gonna pass in our save object. So one thing I need to do is probably delete the existing save object that we have. Where is that? That's going to be in Godot's local storage, which is, I think, program files. No? App data? Let's try app data. App data does have a Godot folder, and that has a user data folder, and that has a save file. So let's just temporarily change the name of that file so it picks up that we don't have a save file. All right, we are going to tell it that when we load the correct scene, what is the correct scene? Well, oh, we have to do something different for if you have no file. If the file does not exist, then that's a return null, but you can still select that. So if it's null, then don't do this stuff. Instead, do this stuff only if it's not null. I need to make sure I have some kind of default values getting loaded here for null. You know? Like, this works all well and good. Yeah, I definitely do. Imagine a case where you open up a save file, that overwrites the game manager stats. So now it's like, oh yeah, you've loaded up a mid-game file, you have 40 HP. But now you exit that save file, you like save and quit, goes back to main menu, and now you choose to start a new file. Well, Game Manager Stats still says, well, that value is still 40 HP, so you've just started a brand new file with 40 HP. That's not how that's supposed to work. So what we likely want to do then is for each of these values, we want to manage some kind of default value. One way I can think of doing that is stringify game state. Stringify game state is going to create an object and then stringify it, which gets immediately read, or can be immediately read by this mess here, by fetch game for slot, which returns a parsed JSON string. So imagine then that we have on ready a default game state string. Okay. And that is going to be stringify the game state when you initially load the engine. All right, so that's our default state. That's what we want to reset it to if you start a new file to make sure we've cleared out any save data correctly. So if raw save object equals null, and this maybe this isn't the best way of doing this, but it's going to work for it. It's going to work for us. Then raw save object equals fetch game for slot is doing this, JSON.parse string, and then use our default game state string, destringify it, and now we have data that we can initialize from. So whether or not we have a save file or not, we're going to have data. And then we're going to load the scene from our raw save object. Now, what does that look like? Well, that could go under our stats as well, I guess. Like, why not? Why not have a save scene? Save scene key. Default is going to be Chapter 0 hub, which doesn't even have a save zone yet, but it will. It'll probably have multiple. So what's the key for that zone? 00 hub A. So we're gonna have a scene key and a save zone index, which is going to default to first available save point. I'm thinking we have a chance that there could be multiple save points in a single room. And if that happens, we want to keep track of, well, were you at save point 1 or at save point 2 or save point 3? The game needs to handle that appropriately. I'm trying to think if there were any cases in Thousand Year Door where one room had more than one save point. I'm thinking of the most likely scenarios of rooms like that would be in the hub world, but the rooms in the hub were not that big. I don't think there were any cases of that happening. If anyone knows of anything contrary to that, let me know, but I think in Thousand Year Door, it was limited to one save point per room. Definitely not the case in Origami King, but that's much more modern hardware. They can, they can manage it a lot easier these days. So yeah, this will be our default save zone is the one in the hub, which, that being the case, we probably want to actually have a save point in the hub, huh? Does that belong in scene transitions or what? Maybe just its own thing. Let's add a save zone. Let's move it up here, kind of close to the exit for now. Nice and flush there. That's probably great. All right, we have a save zone in our hub. That's going to be the default save zone when you first load a new game. Now we need the logic for actually detecting what save zone you're at. Well, we'll do that in a second. Let's actually tell it to load the save zone now. Let's see. Save handler. Where do we have a save handler? How are we grabbing the list of save data here? No, really, how are we doing that? Is Title Scene doing that? Alright, where's that happening? Save Zone has one. Here we go, this guy right here. A save file has that. Okay. Okay, so save file probably needs the one to call. All right. Load file. Load into game. Is going to call save handler dot something. Dot load, no. Dot load, nope. Load game for slot. With slot number, which is file index. All right, so we can tell it load into game. So title scene, when you say, hey, file select that, we need to select that appropriate save file object, which is, what is that? Oh, it's this thing, isn't it? What is it? It's the sub viewport file menu nonsense. That's gonna be something. File menu. Okay, let's expose a helper method. Get save file object by selected index. And that is going to do what then? Save file container. Return save file container dot get child, and that's going to be current selected index. Okay, so on our title scene then we can go to our file menu, call that method we created, so that's our selected save file object, which has the method load into game. And that should do that. Okay, so then this is going to call load game per slot on the save handler. This is what actually needs to get us into the game. Initially, we're just gonna plop the player right in, but eventually we want to make sure we have a nice scene transition. You know what? We might be able to do that for free. Scene Manager has some very useful some methods that we wrote. Fade to new room. Entry code. That's a tricky one though. So fade to new room is for when you're walking from one room into another. You give it an entry code such as 00/hub - left side. And it will look up the scene 00/hub and then find the appropriate entry zone that it has been labeled left side, and then put the player right there walking into the room from that side. It does the whole like fade screen out, fade screen back in, all that, which is what we want. We want that whole fade in, fade out, but we don't want the entry code business. So the fade out is good. I think we could extract most of this. Most of this we can. So let's see here. This part is different because we're not passing an entry code, we're just passing the scene itself. We have room key. So we have this. Entry num we do not have. Or entry code, I guess. But most of that's pretty much identical. And then after we fade to black, we save gear states, which doesn't matter here. We remove the current scene, load the new scene, load up the flags according to the save file, add the player, look for the place we're supposed to put the player. Which is close to what we want, but not quite. So this could be perhaps extracted into a function. Okay, so let's try that. On, fade out between scene transition. Does all of this. Do we want new? I guess we need. Do we need this? Yes, we need that. We need to get the player, I guess. Current scene. We need current scene path. We get that from here. So let's start with this. Piece we're missing is scene name. So we need the full explicit scene name path. Current scene path is basically that. So let's just say room key instead. Because that is what current scene path is just our room key. And then scene name is not needed on any of that business, is it? No. That just needs room key again. So it does this. So now we've got that, and we can just say that is all of this. Also, I guess current room key equals scene name makes sense, or room key. So we can take that out. And then this just takes the room key, which is this chunk right here. And that doesn't need to do any of this. Oh, I guess it needs the new scene. That's fine. So we'll return the new scene object. Okay, so there we go. We've extracted that into its own function. The next piece. On entry node. Play backwards transition. All that happens. So this is add a camera, do something on room node. If there's an entry node. So we don't know at this point whether we're loading into a save zone or loading into the room from walking in through a door. We want the same function to handle both cases, I would imagine. Let's see. So if you did, this block applies. And if not, then some other block applies. Cool. There will be little side quests, but there's probably not going to be building things. There might be snowboarding. There's a distinct possibility that there's going to be snowboarding. Transition callback. Does that need this? That might need that. Okay, so I think this whole blob here could handle this. Could be its own function. As fade out callback. Transition, fade out, callback. Which needs to accept what? Copy that, Big Imp. Oh, have a good night, Willow. Hope you're not coming down with anything. Hope you didn't catch what I had from me. Through the internet. You never know. Imp, we're doing a little bit of code cleanup. A true computer virus. Doing a little refactoring, trying to clean up some of these long functions so that we can reuse them in a new and exciting way, which is to load a game from a save file and actually get you into the right scene. So that's mostly going to consist of me staring at the screen with furrowed brow and then a lot of furious typing and copy pasting. Do we want transition fade out callback that could optionally take either like it could. We need to know the scene name. Or the scene or the room key, as we call it. Oh. Well, I hope it goes well. May the dice roll in your favor, unless it would be funnier for them not to, in which case may that happen instead. I ended up not having D&D yesterday. I usually have my game on Saturday. It's always funnier. That's true. You've got the funniest thing in mind. Poppetry, thank you for that Prime Gaming sub. Appreciate that. Tier 1 sub, and you only get one Prime Gaming sub every month. And as they say, I'm honored that you chose me as a recipient. It's very kind of you. I hope you like staring at this one page of code, because I'm just going to be looking at this for 2 hours, and then I'm going to snap out of my haze and remember, oh yeah, I was making a game, and then actually make the code change I meant to do. This is why I was getting so much more done when I was sick and couldn't talk. I distract myself. Okay, hypothetically, what if we had 2 parameters we could pass in? It's a beautiful page of code. There's print debug statements. Here in surely any second now, we're gonna get back to the game. And it's going to be amazing. Entry code or save zone index. Okay, so let's hypothetically say, oh, this is a code smell. I'm wanting to call this in 2 different ways, and I'm going to base it on which of these is null. We're either transitioning into our scene from walking through a door or loading the game from a save file. And it needs to do almost the same thing in both routes, which is basically this entire big block with a little bit of changes. Okay, so entry piece is 0. That is the room key. Bind. Why are we getting bind in here? Probably because I copied something wrong. Yes, because this strikes me as odd, the way that GDScript handles nested or closing parens on like lambdas. Fast travel? I mean, there'll be some kind of fast travel, yes. Let's see, Bug Fables had ant tunnels that were being dug, and you'd have to kind of bribe the tunnelers to finish the work when you arrived at the end of a tunnel. Germ Dove! He remembered. Germ Dove. How was Wondaria? That's the name of it. Wondaria. 'Cause it's Wondaria. Wondaria. Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, that's wonderful. I honestly believe that Forgotten Land is one of the best-looking games on the Nintendo Switch. That is not an exaggeration. Every level is a delight for the eyes. And you haven't even seen the levels that I think are the prettiest yet. So, you got things to look forward to. It's so good. It's so good. All right, so now we can call transition callback. Bind with the following. We need entry pieces 0 and entry pieces 1 and null for our save index because we're not coming in from a save zone. Dabziji, it was not. It was more of a Dabario. Well, then you better explore every nook and cranny, because some of those bonus objectives are mean. Nintendo is very much on a real bender to make it so that the intended mode of play is not to get everything. Like, they are really targeting this massive chunk of bell curve, and we are not in that massive chunk of bell curve. We are on the far end of the bell curve of people who want to get every little bit and every little thing in a game. But that's not what they're targeting. They're targeting this big center where they can maximize, like, oh, a surprise. They don't want you to get every star or every moon in Odyssey. They don't want you to get every Korok seed in any of the later Zelda games. It mostly seems to be happening on, like, the big major first-party games. You didn't want everything in that. Okay, yeah. Where we are on the bell curve depends on the game. But in all of those games, they just want you to just, hey, if you feel like getting some of these little collectibles, they'll help. You don't have to. It's not a big prize or anything. And you definitely didn't want all of Tropical Freeze. I didn't end up finishing hard mode, for whatever that's worth. I think you just really don't like, and you've said explicitly that you don't like the swimming physics for one thing. I mean, it feels very different from Mario. Donkey Kong has a lot more inertia than Mario does. Like when you press the button to swim forward, you are committing. And they will punish you. You have to be looking ahead and be like, okay, is there any way this decision is going to hurt me? But yeah, walking is the same. Donkey Kong is a big, heavy monkey. He's got a lot of inertia. I just really want them to bring back K. Rool. Like, that would just fill me with joy. I'm so glad he made it into Smash Brothers. But gosh, I would love a modern Donkey Kong with K. Rool making a comeback. Along with Waluigi. You know what? We might be... Let's be fair. We're about 25 years away from a villains game where it's a bunch of villains all coming together. Ooh, what are they gonna get into? Oh... It's a big, dumb crossover game, but all the villains are the protagonists. And that's it. That's the gimmick. You got Bowser and K. Rool and... What are we, some kind of villain group? Say that again. Alright, so Fade to New Room is going to be our traditional, and I probably should make sure this all works before I do something dumb. Get an head tingle. Oh, well, there you go. There's a problem right there. Some kind of League of Doom. All right, we do that. Blah, 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 blah. We do that. Okay. Forgot that I've got that opening cutscene on fast forward. Okay, good. I'm glad we did this. Where are we breaking? Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We broke somewhere I wasn't ready for breaking on. Well, we have our room here. Get tree. Current scene. Current scene didn't get... Okay, that might be just a side effect of something. All right, blah, 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 blah. Okay. That fox needs some accessories. Okay, good. Now we can get through there. That does not look, it's not read like a door yet. We'll need to add some like visible stairs here. All right, it's working. Scene transition works after that refactor, which is a good sign. Now we do our new scene manager code, which is fade to room from save. So we need the room key and the save zone index here. And that's gonna look almost identical to this previous code here, except we're just gonna take this last part and we're gonna take room key, save zone index, and null as our second parameter. This gets that. We're gonna take save zone object dot stats dot this stuff. Save scene key and save zone index. All right. Oh. Scene manager not declared in the current scope, huh? But isn't scene manager like an everywhere sort of thing? Oh, capital S. That's why. There we go. Okay. So the final piece of this puzzle should be that we need to handle, hey, what happens if entry code is null? What happens if save zone index is null, etc.? All right, so we need to know, hey, where are you supposed to load in? Let's see here. Load in spot, or load in node is a node. Not gonna tell you what kind of node. It's gonna be null for now. If entry code is not null, then that means we're coming in from a door. Okay, so it should do that. What do you not like here? Right, that's what you don't like. What do you not like? Node 3D. Okay, so there we go. Else do a different thing. So this is entering room from door transition of some sort. Alternatively, entering room from save loading. It's going to be very different. We need to find the entities, save zones, new scene nodes that contain, what does a save zone have in it? This, I don't know. I guess what I really want is has method. Do we have a has method? Godot has method. There's gotta be has method. Object has method maybe? Yeah, here we go. Has method, perfect. So we just say if a dot has method, display save prompt. Then that's a save zone, presumably. So we'll look for all our save zones, and if save zone index is not null, save zone equals save zones sub save zone index, if that's even a thing. If save zone is not equal null, then our load in node equals the save zone. Else, just take the first save zone. And also else, let's invert this. Like that. Well, actually, I guess we don't even have to do that. We can just do this. And then, okay, so first, grab the first save zone we find. But if we specified an index, like, oh, give me save zone number 3, then check to see if save zone number 3 exists. And if so, that's our load in node. All right, so now I've got our load in node, and that is entry node. I guess we should do if load in node does not equal null, then we're good. Else, just, I don't know, freak out a bit. Load in node is our entry node. Put the player at the global position. If we have a start node, then do a thing. Okay, that might do it. That might do it. So now we need to get to a save point. That's gonna take some doing, huh? Oh, we're not done. We're not done now that I think about it. Do we have a save? A current file, current save slot. Current save slot is already handled. Okay, good. Okay, then we might be okay. So that means when I test directly from from a scene, let's start in scene C. It's going to treat me as though I'm in file 1, regardless of whether or not I actually am. All right, so starting with 50 money. Let's do something also to actually generate. Let's grab this strawberry. Boom. So now we have 11 items, which we haven't done much with limits on that. Done. I guess we need a save complete bonus or thingy. Okay, so now we exit our game. Now let's open up the title scene and try to load file 1. Okay, first problem. Get save file. Can't get save file container. Because this is not the thing I think it is. File menu. File menu. Has, hi Al, has this VBox container. Well, that should actually, huh. So what is self? Self is this. Self is this node called files container. Oh, that's self? Not that? Are we sure? Are we sure that that's self and not that? How is this calling that? All right, shut it down. Shut it all down. Ugh. How is the game? We have just about got everything ready to load into a game and spawn the player at the save point. And I just realized something really funny is going to happen when we do that, which I will show you when that happens. Oh, files container is the one with the script. Okay. So I actually need to go up a level and then sub viewport. This is not a good way to get this. And then file menu. And then, no, it doesn't like that at all. Wrap that in place. All right, we're gonna see if that works. All right, here we go. Okay, well, that is the funny thing that I said was gonna happen. We are technically initially touching the save point for the first time in this room, so it is going to prompt us to save. And now I'm stuck, actually. Weirdly enough, I don't know why I'm stuck. That's besides the point. A notable point that we should point out is it did not save me to where I wanted to save, and I know why. It's because when we saved the game, edit with notepad, it did not actually save the scene key because we never told it how to do that. But hey, that was a scene transition into the game, so that's something. I think it will spawn you directly inside of it, but just not prompt for that or something if you load into it directly. Like, when you first load a room, save points are disabled until like a second has passed. And then, I don't know, something. Okay, save file. Yeah, we're not saving the save scene key. So we have a save scene key. We have a default value. We're correctly loading it, but we're not yet saving it. So when we save game, we need to figure that out. My concern with spawning in front of it is I could totally see a world where, due to some camera angle shenanigans, in front of it is actually like a little bit to the left of it, and I forget about that. And then, as a result, when you load into one specific save point somewhere, you wind up inside the level geometry, because I'm like, oh, right, because the camera is rotated here, and I'm going to be like, ah, man, what a tricky bug. Never would have thought of that. Except I'm thinking about it right now, and my solution is I'm not going to try to force myself to remember that. I can easily remember, hey, don't put save points inside of solid objects. That makes sense, but don't put them directly behind solid objects from a global standpoint, but not necessarily from a standpoint of the camera angle. That's a little bit more nuanced and tricky, and I'm not going to remember that. The end. Can you guys believe I got more work done on this when I wasn't able to talk? Okay, stringify game state. Right here, right here. Stringify game state. So save zone, I think, needs to handle this. The save zone, if you select on save option, then we need to update what you are, like where you are. So game manager, stats, save scene key needs to be updated at that moment. Equals scene manager dot current room key. Additionally, we need to set the save index. By default, that's just going to be 0, but if we ever get into a case where we have more than one save zone, we need to know, hey, which save zone number is this? Oh, you know what? It would make a lot of sense in a hilarious way for the ready function to handle this. When you load a room with a save zone, update which save scene you are in. Whether or not you actually save the game doesn't matter. Because if you don't save the game, well, that change is discarded. If you do save the game, well, then good. We've already updated this. Then the other thing we want to add here is which save zone index is this? And I think I've got a dumb idea for how to do that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the process order might... I don't think I want to rely on that. I don't think I want to rely on the order of these ready functions being called. Let's do this the old-fashioned way. New scene. New scene is get tree root. Get tree root. Just get tree root. Let's do... Oh, current scene. Is that current scene? I don't think so. Okay. Get tree root, and then get our the utility get descendants of the root scene. This is probably not the best way to get the index, like which save zone this is. Actually, you know what we could do? You know what we could do instead? Just export save zone number. And by default, it's 0. If we have more than one save zone in a room, we, the developer, are responsible for numbering. This one is save zone 1, this one is save zone 2. If we don't do that, it will always load you to the first available save zone it finds. And that's okay. Because I don't even know if that's ever going to come up. Okay. Next piece. You press load game. It warps you to the room you saved in, and it warps you to the location of the save zone. Well, then that's a problem, because now you're stuck there. You dummy. Actually, why did it make me stuck? That doesn't make any sense. Like, if I say no on a save... Well, yes, I would like to save. Let's confirm that we got our save zone corrected. Yes! It now lists Chapter 1, Room D, so that's good. So if I say no, I can leave. Which is expected. Also, that house is totally... What is this? What is this? That house wiggles when I'm... Why? Why does this house wiggle when I change the seats, the screen size? What? What? Now, I know, like, a piece of it is I added this temporary gear spinner, which controls the height of this house. But, like, why does moving the screen around... Oh, it's not just resizing the screen, it's moving the screen at all. Is, like, adjusting the animation? That's... It's not an autoplay animation or anything. It's just... Why? I didn't even add any special code for resizing the screen. Godot, resize screen animation. I don't know. Like, I have no clue what could be doing that. And it's really silly. I mean, obviously it's this animation player. But is it the code for this? Like... When it's on ready, that gets called. This messes with this. All right, so let's just do this. Let's try this. Print displayed progress here. And that should be the only thing. What? No save spot. It's the gear spinner, not the save spot. Okay, so right now it's 0. The idea is that when I mess with this, tick, 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 it increments up towards 1 and then back down to 0. Okay. So, for some reason, if I resize it, well, allegedly, uh-oh, it's not doing it. Uh-oh, it's not doing it. Okay, hang on. Maybe it's because I wiggled it with the gear spinner. I really don't want to have one of these bugs where adding a print statement makes the bug go away. Watch the house. Yeah, it's wiggling. It's wiggling, but it's not. Okay, that's still 0. So that's not what's doing it. That's not the one that's doing it. Time something. Animation player dot what? What is the value here? Where does this come from? Float, current animation position. Okay, just print that. Print that value to me. Wall kicks will never work. Okay, so right now it's at 0.016. Okay, that is adjusting this for some reason. Like, aggressively adjusting this. But what code is possibly... I wonder if it's some... Oh, you know what it probably is? Maybe if I had to guess? If I had to guess... Hang on, let me try some stuff. Okay, notice how the game kind of stutters a bit when we move the screen around? I bet there's some kind of frame rate thing. Like, there's some kind of problem in my code where something that is happening is dependent on the frame rate, and when we skip enough frames, dumb stuff happens. Almost positive that that's what's going on. But this is the only place where we call seek, like to actually set the animation player to a location. Animation player is never called to play an animation here, only to seek to a specific moment. Well, I take that back. There's this. Apparently. What is this? Play animation. Oh! Oh. Huh. Oh. That might be a problem. Yeah, we're set. It's constantly... Ooh. Okay, that probably fixes the issue. Might create new issues. I don't know. Okay, let's check. It's fine. This still works. Actually, it works better than before because the frog is still in there. Okay, I think it's because the animation was constantly trying to play. Well, I'll take it. That's a bug fix. We did that. Yay. Now then, save files. The next piece of the save file is... what is the next piece of the save file? We don't want to display a save prompt for the first, like, half a second. 1/10 of a second, even. How do I get a node's age? I guess I'll just add a little timer. Oh, one thing, I could just add a little timer here. One of these during the ready. Is that allowed? Is that kosher? And if you enter it while it is not ready, this happens, this happens, this happens. This does not happen. The rest of this does not happen unless we're ready. Okay, that might be enough. Let's confirm that regular save zone interactivity works. Cool. Now, let's go to the title scene and try to load that up. Let's try to load our save file. Well, that did work. Well, guys, I think we done did it. How about that? We done did it. Now, if I were to say, oh, that's not good. That's not good. Uh-oh. Nobody loaded it. Okay, well, that's the next piece. All right, now let's start troubleshooting. We got into the scene, but the scene wasn't quite there. We're missing some rather important pieces here. We have Leon at least, but our HP is 105. That doesn't sound right. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think that's right. No. No, it is not. Player HP should definitely be 10 of 10, so that's wrong. That should be 5 of 5. So I don't know what happened there. That's fine. 52 data, is that right? That's not right either. Where did that number come from? Oh, this is just placeholder data, I believe. Actually, you know what? I think all of this is placeholder data, so that's fine. This is wrong. Where are all the partners? If I go into another room, will they load? No. All my partners are gone. Partners is an empty list. Why is partners an empty list? Because what? Partner menu. Is supposed to do all of this stuff on ready. Only if partner indexes dot has. Huh. And that comes from unlocked partners. This definitely is not loading incorrectly. I think that's safe to say. Now, why it's not coming in correctly, I don't know. We're gonna find out. So what I'm gonna try to do is load the game and then save it and see what it spits out. All right, so we load the game. Here we are. Yes, save the game. Save this terrible file. Alright, let's take a look at our save file. It looks exactly the same. Like, perfectly identical. Eerily so. I want to grab this strawberry and then save the game again, just to confirm that something looks different. Yes. We do have, okay, it does have the extra strawberry in our inventory now, so that at least is good. Unlocked partners, looks good. Should be 012. Well, this is peculiar. Why is this partners object coming back empty? Partners should always be here. Print partners on title screen load. Go ahead, print it. Let me see what you got. Nothing here. Empty object. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Load on room D. And repeat. Oh, it's only supposed to happen when you load. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 objects. Okay, go back to title scene again. Well, that explains that at least. All right. Start, load. Open, pause menu, empty list. Boom. It is definitely giving me different values. Why? So it should happen based on the value in Game Manager. All right, well, let's start with that then. Let's work our way towards Game Manager. We can check Remote View pretty easily, I think, if we get unexpected values. 0, 1, 2. All right, Remote View. Show me the Game Manager. Unlocked partners. Enemy directory.partners. Huh. Okay. Pause menu, enemy directory, partners. There are 3 of them. Yes. Partner index, 0. Partner indexes does have 0. Therefore, you should be adding this to that. Unlocked partners. That should be fine. It's right there. Game Manager stats. Unlock. Oh. Is this? I think I see a problem here. I think I see the problem here. Oh no, wait. No, something weird is going on. Okay. False. Partner indexes does not have 0 for some reason. Unlock partners. Something about the JSON deserialization is not working the way it should, and that is worrying. Okay. Yeah, so that is indeed 0. Has. What is has? So that is a property of an array. Godot get type of variable. Type of. Okay. Give me type of partner indexes. What is this? 28. What is 28? 28 is a type array. Okay. Now if I close this and I load this up, this has got to be something where it's like it has a string instead of another thing or something. It's doing some kind of type conversion. Still 28. Okay. Does have 0. Okay. Let's note the differences here. Game manager, stats, unlock partners. Okay, let me take a screenshot of this. Pull up in Paint. So this is working. All right, stop, and now load it in from the title scene and try it again. Load it on up. Here we are. Yet again, we have no partners. Remote view, game manager, stats. Take a screenshot of this one. Wait, let's open unlock partners. Okay, put those side by side. Okay, for one thing, they're in a much different order, but that's fine. Unlocked partners has the exact same values, 0, 1, and 2. What is different here? And then there's XP, and that's it. Oh, the loaded one, I guess, is a little bit different with, like, it's got save scene key and save zone index. I don't know why. Well, the regular one should have that as well. Maybe I just didn't scroll down enough for it. Oh yeah, it would be in the order here, so that makes sense. Current partner index is 1. Inventory 11 objects. Yep, because I picked up the strawberry. 2 modules. Player HP is an object. Oh, gosh, golly, what in the world is going on here? Why does has always return? All right, hang on. Let's check to see if it is a problem with, let's do type of. What is this an array of? Is this an array of strings or an array of integers? It is currently array of type 3, which is floats. Unexpected, but okay. Oh, this is gonna be a JSON thing, isn't it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There is a chance this is going to be a JSON thing. All right, open this up, and now it's type 2, which is type int. Okay. That is a slight issue. All right, but that is almost certainly the problem. So, all right. So what are we seeing here? What is the problem? Well, when we store data from our save file, it is in the format of something like this. HP equals 10, level equals 2, items equals a list containing strawberry, and that's it. So in a JSON file format, you have just these key, a property and its value. Property and its value. Actually, this might actually be colon in JSON now that I think about it. Doesn't matter. Whatever makes it easier to think about. It probably is colon. The problem is that JSON does not have the same way of storing data. And although we give it the number 10, it reads that as, okay, it's a number, but I don't know if it's an integer or a decimal, so I'm always going to read it as a decimal number, a float. And that's just how it stores numbers. And so when it reads the data back in, it doesn't know what format the data was supposed to be. That's a problem. So do we have an easy way? Like, oh, we probably need to do the same for state flags. All right. I am worried that we're gonna have to do some kind of actual in-engine management of keeping track of what things are decimal and which ones are not. All right, I'm gonna think this through. I will be right back, and we'll figure it out. All right. Okay. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle indeed. Okay, that is... Whoa! Oh! Oh! Oh, I see. Oh, I want a star. I want a star, and I want to stand on that. Decent position to land a few lucky shots. Hello, Mr. Other Spy. 3. Oh, that was good. Oh, did you guys like that? I liked that.
I am terrified of you.
Where are you?
Oh God.
Just lay your weapons down and walk away.
That was that's never gonna work again.
No.
I would like to spin again.
What is he doing?
I don't know what he's doing either. He's heading towards another bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yes! Yes! I'm gonna solve the puzzle!
All right, go ahead.
It's like you don't even want a gift!
He could have had first place. What did he do?
Yeah, let's see if we can get on the left side. That's a cool setup to allow for, oh, there we go. Yes, shenanigans are afoot. We got shenanigans back. Come on, come on, come on, please, 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 please. First try!
This is just...
It's fun.
It is. This is too much fun.
Hey, what level are you at? Experience-wise.
I don't know. How do I know?
Oh, like it's down in the bottom, above your inventory. All right. We're back. So one idea is maybe we could do some sort of deserialization JSON int. Does anybody have any ideas here? JSON integers are parsed as floats. Yep, yep, yep. So one option is we keep a list of which things are supposed to be integers. I mean, that's not terrible because it's not even that many things. We could manually do that, and it wouldn't even be that much work. It's like some things that really matters on, some things not so much. Actually, pretty much all these numeric ones at the beginning are, in fact, supposed to be integers. Like almost all these are indices, not values. Let's see here. JSON does not have an integer or float type. Maybe we could do like a deep iteration over all of the objects, and then if they... Okay, gear states does matter. Those need to be... those need to stay as floats. I think almost certainly that those are always floats. Yeah, we take the progress, but that's it. It's just a key Yeah, it's nothing crazy. What was the other one? State flags. Those are, I think, 0-1, but they could be anything. All right, dumb idea. Dumb idea. See, this is a lot of fields to look at, and some of them are heavily nested, which is not great. Some of them are in objects, some of them are in arrays. Don't like it, don't like it, don't like it. I think, yeah, I think we need some kind of converter that we can pass the object through after we load it from JSON. So let's do a convert floats to ints. Convert JSON floats to ints. Raw object. And so what we will do is we're going to return back the raw object after editing the values. So we need to dynamically iterate through the properties. So let's look up some docs on that. So this is just going to be an object of some variant type. We don't know what type it is yet. Object type equals type of raw object, like it could be an array. Object type equals object dot what I just had it. Global scope type dot array. Is that not right? Variant dot type dot array. Nope. How do I access this property here? Where's this enum? How do I access this enum? Type of returns an int. Oh, is it? Hang on. Is this what it is? Oh. There we go. If it's an array, then iterate over each object. And for object no, let's do index for I in raw object dot size raw object sub I equals convert raw object sub I. So that'll handle arrays. If it's a dictionary or proper, how do you iterate over a dictionary properties? Looping through dictionary is for key in dictionary.keys. then we can do set value of key to convert raw object sub key. I think this is going to be really screwy. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to find out. Okay, so that's going to let us iterate over dictionaries and arrays. And then finally, the piece we're actually interested in is if it is a float. Then return. What is it? How do you cast in? Is that it? Is that good enough? Yeah, alright, I think that's it. Okay. Jeez. Alright, so deserialization, JSON parse string. Yep. Doesn't matter as much here, but it does matter here. Raw save object. Oh wait, no, because we don't want to do that for the whole thing, huh? Because we want to do that just for, just for, yeah. Just for stats and state flags, but not gear states. Think that's it. Let's test it. This is going to be interesting. Hi, Casual. And guys, thank you for all the lizard parties. Ooh, don't like that. Doesn't like set. Doesn't dictionary have? Hang on. No. Dictionary definitely has a set property. Like you can definitely do set. I guess you. Nope. I guess you just do this. I guess you just do. Equals value, and that's it. What am I thinking? Maybe I'm thinking of objects or something. I don't know. All right, now let's try it. Our numbers are floating away. Do we have... Oh, it worked. Oh my gosh, we just... Okay, it's not technically custom JSON deserialization, but it's pretty darn close. That did work. That's really funny. First try, idiot. Well, that's good. And the strawberry is gone because we got it and then we saved the game. All right. We're getting there. Yeah, I mean, we all knew. We all knew it would be first try. Haha. All right. Well, cool. That actually worked. Oh, nice. Should we listen to it? I don't even remember which zone it was going to be for, if any. No, we should not. Okay. Well. Oh, okay. Hi, JK. Hi, JK. Okay, yeah, they're basically next to each other. That's right, GQ. We're gonna be laughing it all the way to the bathroom. Look at this. Look at this silky smooth save icon. Oh gosh, I could just stare at it spinning forever. All right. Let's give it a listen. So we've got some new battle music from Casual.
Fart.
TTS lady, how dare you? Let's see here. Oh yeah, we were thinking maybe, I don't know if this is gonna be the Wild West version, but we'll find out soon.
SHLP 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 fart SHLP SHLP SHLP.
No, this one doesn't like it like Kronk does. All right, let's. All right, hang on. First, this is the existing battle music. Oh, okay. Alt to the current battle theme. I'm working. Okay. So not the Wild West battle theme, just a different battle theme. And then we also have. This is the alt battle theme. This is battle theme 2, which is going to be used in the Tower of Trials. But also makes for a good, like, I have a boss that has no theme. I need just a generic boss fight music. This would be great. Okay, so now let's hear another alt battle theme in progress. It goes different places. Very arpeggiated. Oh, I like that B section. Nice. It is very, very similar to the existing one. Like, it is basically just an alternate version of it. People that are coasting through the game may not even notice that's what you had in mind. As far as alternate battle themes, the one from our... Let's see. Let me see how recent it was. February 11th was when we last talked about it. Additional variations of the battle theme could be good. Maybe a version that's a little bit Wild West, similar to the Trials version. It should be its own song, but have a little bit of the original, but have a lot of the original battle theme baked in. So as close as this is to this one, where you can hear the similarities. I guess the nice thing this one has going for it is, since it's in a minor key, you can get away with, like, that kind of does a lot of the heavy lifting for you right there. That makes it easy to make a different song without having to make much of a different song. Oh, we were saying nice things about your music the other day, by the way. Not in my stream, because I didn't stream yesterday. And it was on a channel that doesn't even have VODs enabled, so you'll never know. You'll never know what it was. Also, I could just say that we were doing that. There's no way to prove it. Incredible. The Yellow Field Road. Exactly, Casual. You just wouldn't know. Alright, let me check our to-do list for the night. Save file is working. Save file is officially working. We are loading into the place we saved. Get fire that guy. We are actually loading game. Sound settings. Sound settings. Saves. That's in pref. Not prefix. Preferences. There we go. Settings slider. Preferences. Where do we lock those in? Save settings. When do we save settings? Oh yeah, the 3rd. I remember you had your birthday stream, and I was like, wait a second, is this birthday on the 3rd? Not because I know off the top of my head, but because I write these things down to try and keep up with it. We're gonna be in a bit of a dry spell for birthdays, by the way, guys. You have plans? Well, I hope they're a lot of fun. For some people, I just have a general, like, it's about this time of year. And then for some people, I have very specific times jotted down. You went 8 hours. I did notice. I wound up out of the house a lot yesterday, so I wasn't able to watch much, but I'm glad you had a good time. Long streams can be fun. Who's the next birthday I've got actually written down? I don't have anybody's birthday written down until the summer. We've got a summer block in July. Save settings right here. It happens when you unpause. I want to change that. I want to make it so it saves whenever you change a value in the pause menu. So that's the settings slider. Maybe set setting. After you change a setting value, we will save it. Let's test it. Go to the title screen. 3 hours. Yeah, you gotta squeeze that in. Okay, so that should save. Actually, let's do it. Let's just bring the sound effects down to like tiny bit, and then close. That should already be saved now, without leaving that scene. Okay, we put up, and it did in fact save. All right, cool. That's an improvement. Okay. All right. This is a hard decision. I need to decide if we want to go for a more traditional set of buttons, of like floaty text box buttons, instead of this big, fantastical gear machine here. Something similar to this. Like, I guess this is pretty cool as is. And it's still called Paper Robot until I can come up with a better name. The problem is I don't want to get too clever and be like, oh, it's page file. Because you see, because paper and page, but also page file is a computer. No, I don't want to get anything too like thinky. Okay, let's talk about Bug Fables for a really long time, because I keep doing that. Bug Fables picked up a pretty good following before they went live on Steam. And pretty much everybody that was on that initial wave already knew, okay, this is a paper game. The original name of the game was Paper Bugs, before they switched over to Bug Fables, The Everlasting Sapling. Bug Fables, The Everlasting Sapling. Which I think they specifically added the subtitle there so that, you know, maybe we can add another game in the same universe later, and I would love for them to. Bot Fables. I feel like Paper Robot as a name is perhaps too on the nose. it's like, all right, yeah, that's Paper Mario, but it's robot. Cool. So it's tricky. It's tricky. Big Boy Games official. Welcome in, Chip. Welcome in, everyone else from Chip's channel. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful time. Raid message. Heck yeah, let's go. Hi, everyone. Development has been going good. Finally got save and load working after much finagling. Which is an exciting thing. I've never done that for an RPG before, and it's something. So we've got our fancy little. I'm on the fence about this main menu here. Like, a lot of the game is complex-looking gear mechanisms against the backdrop, a backdrop of complex gear mechanisms against these fun little cartoony paper characters. Thank you for the follow. All follows are anonymous. But when I bring those gears to the forefront, it starts looking really out of place. But we got our little fun menu zipping around, and we can actually just zip right into the game, and then there we are. Look at this. Look at this save icon. Is that not the most beautiful save icon you've ever laid your eyes on? Should have the background of the main menu match the area you are in. It's not out of the question. It could get complicated at some point. I definitely want to add a bunch of characters running around in the background. Doesn't matter. It against all odds. Okay, actually, hang on. Floppy disk as a save icon started to become, weirdly enough, like this thing that transcended generational bounds. That's true. You're a young guy. And we started seeing it like, hey, we started noticing, hey, nobody's gonna know what this original thing is from. What are we gonna do about that? And we all started to cross our arms like, haha, yeah, isn't that an interesting thing? And then what happened? Well, programs just started auto-saving all the time. Like, you look at, take Google's Office Suite, if you can call it that. Their browser-based word processor and spreadsheet system. There are no save icons because it doesn't save. It's always saving. So now we're in this weird scenario of like, haha, wait, oh, maybe the save icon is not going to be a floppy forever because there just won't be a save icon in the future. Yeah, now it's on the cloud, so it's just, you don't even need a button for it. It's just going to do it whether you like it or not. Look at this. I love the way it kind of pops up out of your way. Just, clouds are forever. That is true. But for everybody coming in who has not seen what we're working on a Paper Mario style game. It's fun. Just Control S. Not everybody uses keyboard shortcuts. I mean, we do. We are computer people. We're going to use keyboard shortcuts as often as possible because we use them forever. No, I get you. It should at least give you a little thumbs up when you do that. Just let's out. Okay, I know. Yeah, don't worry. We saved it. We saved it. You're good. Control V. I use Control W a lot in the web browser. Just for navigating tabs, closing out tabs when needed. That is something, Casual. Every 5 seconds. That's probably a good force of habit. All right, we're walking over to the other save file, or the other save location to confirm that works. They're not going to be this far apart in practice. In the actual game, we are not going to put the save zones that far away from each other. And we're going to implement some kind of fast travel system. Why does everybody think it's a fart noise? Oh. I can't jump. There's a cinematic happening. I forgot about this. And this cinematic doesn't actually technically have an end flag on it, so we just walk into this room and get stuck forever. Cool. Love it. Will. Soft lock. Well, hey, you know what? We've still got like months until we're even approaching a demo, so we've got time to fix that. Yeah, all right. Well, that was tonight's major project, was the saving, and that is working. Like, we can actually get in the game. Game is coming out tomorrow. Surprise! Haha! One thing I do want to get, and this won't be for tonight, this won't be for tomorrow. This will be an off-stream project because I need OBS for it. I want to capture some video of different parts of the game, just as a quick, not a trailer. It's not going to be like a, new game coming out, check it out. It's more for, oh hey, I hear, oh you're working on a game. Do you have like a link to screenshots or anything you can send me so I can take a look? And then I can just send them like a little 30 to 60 second video. It's like, oh yeah, here's what I'm working on. I think that would be so good. That would be so nice to have. And then later we work on an actual trailer when we have more than just like the first chapter in place. Oh, got a lot to do. The current plan is to try and get a Chapter 1 demo done this year. Something that friends of the channel can play and try out. And then maybe... I'm personally thinking a 3-year timeline after that to actually complete the game. And that's being optimistic, if we're being honest. You know, I've never done anything with itch. Ever. Believe it or not. I've done GitHub IO for hosting web games, and that works very nicely. Chapter said, no, Casual, absolutely not. I hate that. I hate that as a concept. I think the reason I don't like it so much is I don't have confidence that I wouldn't write myself into a corner, for one thing. But two, you're going to be visiting a lot of the same areas over and over again. It's like, it's not going to be one of these games where, oh, Chapter 1 is entirely in this area. Like your Mascot Horrors. Paper Robot 3. Super Paper Robot. Oh, Super Paper Mario, why? The first 2 Paper Mario games were very good, and they were exactly what I wanted in a game. And that's what I'm going to try to emulate as best I can. The style, the feel, the vibes. But then the third one just went off the rails. You don't think I know about these things, Casual? I know what you kids get up to these days with your Freddy Fortnites. I'm keeping tabs on you guys, on the youths. Okay, what are we gonna work on here? I know about it. I like the way that Germdove's TTS says it. It says like skibadai. Skibadaya. Oh gosh. Okay, There's one other thing I need to keep in mind, which is I need to go to bed early tonight. Because we're trying to work ourselves up for the time change. So I don't want to get into anything big here. I see. There you go. Those words made complete sense to me. Don't worry, I gotcha. Let's see here. We could have. We can look into the gear tracks. We started to make progress on that. Okay, but it seems like saving is working. And with that, I guess I can set that as the official starting point, the official main scene. Menu. Title scene. That's the official starting scene. So now, no matter what we have selected, we can always jump to the title scene. Is what? I mean, I know what that is, of course, obviously. But I don't know what you would have seen on screen for that. Okay, so let's open up Scene Hest Map. Right, so we've got the start of this little doohickey. Okay, it's not actually going to operate this way. Oh, you know, one thing I really need to fix before we get too deep on this is the camera management system. It's become unwieldy. It was good for a time, but now I'm winding up with lots of weird things that we need different. So the things that the camera system needs to handle is, of course, you know, following the player, but it also needs to handle, ideally, cinematics, where we can tell it, hey, camera, we are in the middle of a cinematic. I need you to focus on this object over here and include its rotation and its position and all that good stuff. It also needs to handle, there's some weird stuff in like, not C, it would be room G. This room over here, well, maybe we got rid of it, I don't know. Oh wait, no. This whole zone, when you're in this zone, I want the camera angle to face more towards the waterfall. And then when you step out of this purple zone, it reverts back to more of a forward-facing, like, okay, now you're looking this way. But when you're back over here, when you're first entering the zone, I want it to pick up on the waterfall. I want the player to be looking at the waterfall, and then it rotates back. And then the other weird thing is on this one, there's a whole area across the river. And when you're over there, I want the camera angle to be focusing this way, so you can see what's back across there. And remember, oh yeah, I was just over there. I remember that. I was there. And then we have to handle, oh, you went inside a building? Well, because you went inside a building, the camera is going to focus on a particular location at a particular camera angle while you're inside the building, and it's going to lock in. Or while you're in the shop, the camera is going to follow you, but only along the set track. It's not going to go in or out or up or down. It's going to stay locked in. It's got so many different things it needs to be doing. And it needs to be able to smoothly transition between these sometimes, but I want to have the capability to immediately lock over to another zone in other times. So it's like I want to be able to set flags dynamically and reset. Personally, for me, what helps when I've got a system I want to build out like that is instead of starting by writing the code that it's going to, of the things it's going to do, I instead sometimes try writing out the code that is going to call it. Like brainstorm, okay, how do I want to use this thing? Imagine I have a library that does all the things I need it to do. What do the calls to that library look like? Because that starts to give me a much better understanding of the problem. Because I think what I've really struggled with in this initial prototype camera setup is the transition back to default states. I guess what I need to do, and I'm going to write this on my to-do list. All right, we're going to title this Camera Rewrite. Make a list of all non-default camera situations. I think that will be a good start. This will help determine how we enter and exit unusual states. Okay, so camera use cases. We've got enter building, an alternate building of the shop, which might work the same way, might not, I don't know. We have room, we have cinematics, which in turn is our hub intro and flower in room F, logs in room G, maybe some other stuff. Specific camera zones. We've got room H. So camera zones in this engine that I've got built is location-specific camera controls. Like, it's not affecting the entire room. It's only when you're in this corner of the room, the camera has to maybe twist a bit so that you can see the player better, or something like that. Another camera use case is camera limits. And we have these set up for some of these earlier rooms, and you can't even see them, but it's basically a bounding box for the camera. It says it cannot go any further left than this point. It cannot go any further right than this point. And that's just to make sure the camera will follow the player up to a point, and then it'll stop following the player because there's nothing else to follow the player to. If we follow the player all the way out to here, well, then we're getting a lot of view of the void. I would say so, Imp. We got the saving and loading working properly. We can now load the game into a new area from a save file, and all the data comes in. I had to do some very shaky stuff with JSON deserialization. JSON as a format does not support integers. It's just how JavaScript does it, which is just a number type. So it was casting all of my integers, which were index variables, it was casting those to floats, and that was creating problems. But we're good now. I did some dumb deep crawling of the object, looking for floats, and converting them to integers. Should probably do some kind of check on that to specify, hang on, if you are going to do that, maybe only change to int if equals int. That seems like nothing bad could happen. How would we do this? If raw object equals int, I don't know how. How Godot handles. We're about to find out. Comparison between different types. Like, it's not JavaScript with a triple equals or something. Oh, okay. Yeah, at level 19, that makes more sense. Okay, we're good. There we go. That should do it. So if we encounter a float in our JSON, and it has no decimal portion, like it's a 3.0, then it will convert it to an int and hope for the best. That may be a major bug later. Let's see here. Do we have the time? Maybe. Exactly, it should be fine. So something I would like to do, and we're not going to do it tonight, maybe this will be a little fun thing to do tomorrow. These shipping containers are very samey because they're all the same sort of blue shade with a little rusty color. I think what I would like to do is have each one be able to randomly shift its hue so that we can have some reddish crates and some greenish ones, maybe some old orange looking ones. It would be cool. I want it to be random in that I do not myself want to bother thinking about it, about like, oh, I'm gonna manually set this one to a different color and this one to a different color. So I want it to be randomized, but I want it to be consistently random. I want it to happen based on the position of the object when the scene loads. And that way, every time you load the scene, you're going to get the same distribution of colors. This top crate will always be the same color every time you load the room. But I myself did not have to manually specify what color it is. Now, one alternate way to do that is you could do that with a tool script, but then I have to run the tool script every time I use these crates. Whereas if I don't do that and just have it set up as a on ready event of, oh, shift the color of the texture. Oh, wait, can I do that? How does that work? What is this using? Geometry, material overlay. Okay, that's the rust. Where is the actual blue? There's the blue. Okay, yeah, it's all right, that's perfect. Yeah, so we can adjust we can duplicate the material. We can duplicate the material and change the material override to one of, say, 4 pre-built versions of this with different color albedos, and then do the same with the framework, which is to say, just swap it for one of these other ones. And so what we can do is we can have a special script that has a static variable, which is a list of those materials. And the first shipping crate that runs that, it's going to populate that list. And all subsequent ones can just read from the list. That way we only have to do it once for all crates ever during that run of the game. That will be next time, probably. I keep putting that off as like, that'll be a little fun bonus we can work on sometime. And then I just never actually get to it. Because we're doing important things like loading and saving the game. That is, in fact, a big deal. Let's see if there's anybody we could go raid into tonight. Let's see what do we got here. Check following. Okay, failing that. Check people in categories similar to what things we like to see. But yeah, if anybody, again, if you're new to the channel and you're interested in this project, my plan is to hopefully have a playable demo available this summer. I have no idea who that is. I'm gonna be straight up honest. I have a spreadsheet because of course I do. I have a spreadsheet of people in the game dev category that I have pre-screened as, hey, this person looks cool. Let's check them out sometime. They are working on interesting things. Copy this, and then I put that in this sheet over here. And then I copy this column down, and it tells me who we can go see. Let's see here. That's weird. There are some people that are working on things. You were Imp. That's true. You had so many things on the spreadsheet going for you. I'm interested in schedule, and other categories. Makes for a fun little thing to talk about on first raid. Gosh, I'm good at social. Everybody plans out social interactions with a spreadsheet, right? That's a very neurotypical thing to do, as far as I know. Let's see here. Be interesting. Except this person don't have pre-screen. Oh no. Let's check this. This might be a good shout. I checked the Mario category as well because, you know, we are a Mario adjacent community. Super Mario World ROM hack adjacent community. Let's see let's see, we got a little Unity engine game going on here. Let's see, I don't know what that is. That's from It's Boats. No. I've raided into Needleful before, and Epic Photon. Let me see what those two are up to. Needleful is really good at homemade animation stuff, and Photon is really good at shader stuff. Both very skilled. Oh, Zinni's over in Needleful's channel. Let's go hang out with them. Let's go see Needleful. It's interesting, like, looking at all these different streams and seeing people that are just really talented in things that I am quite deficient in, such as animation and shaders. Thank you all for hanging out. It was very fun. I will be back tomorrow. The normal schedule here is Sunday night, Monday night, Wednesday night, Friday night. So I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you then. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.